All right, Monday morning here. It rained off and on all weekend, kind of like they said it would, but I think it was a little bit more than I expected. I'm glad I didn't start that roof. It is going to rain tomorrow. I cannot find a weather report that says it's not going to. So in that case, as long as everything stays on schedule, we will pick up working on that roof again on Wednesday morning, because I think it's supposed to be dry out through the end of the week, and I should be able to get that done and papered in. I am just going to work on purlins today. Friday I went around and put in all the intermediate framing members, doorway, king posts. I had a bunch of extra 4x6, so found enough good stuff to make most of all but one hole out of 4x6 instead of a double stud, so it sort of matches the frame a little better. I am going to focus on the easier stuff. I'm not going to get too carried away. Of course, the highest stuff is done already. We'll see what happens. I may not stop and take the time to work on the windows. That may be something I set up separately and do for those holes, but I should be able to get most of the easy stuff. I may grab the scissor lift with the forklift and bring it out so I can run it up and down and put those on. But I'm going to bring the chop saw around and set it up in there, so if it does start dumping tomorrow, I can have both the wood pile that's on the cart and on the stud cart and the chop saw in the dried in area, one area or the other, and have access to that, cut pieces. It'll be nice to have the chop saw to cut blocking. Just makes it all go quicker. I may try to speed the process up by shooting the purlins on with the nail gun, and then going back and screwing them all off. It definitely will make sense with the blocking to shoot that on versus trying to screw it on. Any case, I'm just going to set up and get after it. Oh, man, I ain't moving that. I need some 54s, and I had a mark there already from the roof sheeting. don't know if you can see it. I'm in the way. I'm not sure on that bracket. And what we'll do, that'll clear the bracket. We'll set this on here, and we will bop for bolts. They set up there and there. Center. And then we scallop. Screw in it. I'll screw that one on right away. Bottom. Locks it in a little better. All right, I had to cut those blocks out. I forgot the door header in there. I'm gonna go put that in and move the planks up one notch and move the plank up one and keep working my way up. I don't know how high I'll get, but I'll definitely do the work under that gable. I'm not sure how these windows lay out here. I'd really rather come from a layout, purlin layout spot right there, and then come over into the window spot itself. We'll see how that lays out, but in any case, I can pull this brace and stuff off of here, or cut it out of the way. -4, it says 96 and 92, 92 long point. Right. Okay, not really a how-to, but I've got a, what did I say? It was a 96 minus half that, so it was 4, so 92. Sometimes when I don't feel like walking to the truck, you need to get a long rafter angle across a board. So here, I'm going to square this up and get a mark on the top side. And then most of these, it's all rough sawn, so you know it's supposed to be, it starts out at 6, but it's usually just under, so it's 5 7/8. So we'll take the height of this, divide it by the pitch, which we know is 4.5, and then multiply it times the run, which we know is 12. So Siri, what is 5.875 divided by 4.5 times 12?
The answer is approximately 15.6667.
So 15 and 11/16. So we'll go 15 and 11/16, just under 3/4. Somewhat straight. Connect the dots from a square standpoint without messing with a long square. We'll test that in a minute. I would have backed up, but that little bottle of red chalk would explode if I did, so we'll just go pluck it off of there nicely. We moved over. We're going to take this side up to the same spot. That board there, the next one up is going to be into the window set, so we'll worry about that then, and I'll set the plank up to span the whole opening to work it all at once, but we'll take this side up as high as that over there. Okay, working on this side here. I got the brace down. I'll deal with that stiff back there when I get up there. Laying out for these girts, this bent here, the span doesn't work unless I build this out over here. It's a little longer than 12 feet to get to the center of that one. So what I've done is I trimmed the end of these girts back, capped them, which will give me backing both directions for the pine and the OSB. And then it gives me 2 inches to screw the end of that to, running those up, and it lands it in the middle of that 6x8 there. So that's how we're gonna run. It should just be pretty quick running up this one, and then those ones there will just be short ones running up there. I thought about lapping over this, but that's not really a, you know, it's a structural, non-structural structural member, so I'm not going to brake on it. I'll just stay braking to the bolted members. I got a real twisted post here. I got a bunch out of it, but not everything I needed. So I just got a little scrap off the ground here. It seems about the right width, and I'll just trace it along this here. Got more than one line, so we'll get an override on it. Override Sharpie. So in any case, subscribe, and we got to take that notch out. Be right back. All right, anyway, I'm pretty much wrapped up here. Not sure, I guess it's not supposed to rain until a little later tomorrow, so we're just gonna keep on putting purlins in tomorrow and staying after it. All right, that's it for this segment here. That's all caught up. This extra one in here ends up being like a baseboard for the loft, just so if you drop something on the floor, it doesn't roll out into the wall and become difficult to retrieve. So we'll run that along. I'm gonna show you the vantage point. This thing is cooked off here, and it's got quite a bit of a bow. I noticed it the other day. There was like I strung that rim joist out there when I put it in, and I noticed there was a concavity in it when I looked down it the other day, and it turns out that this thing has man, I don't know if I'm going to get a vantage point on that, but it's sent itself out. Yeah, you might be able to see it. Hard to say. I can't really see the phone that well. In any case, we'll have to deal with that, probably with the planer, short of replacing it. There's not much you can do about it. So let's see, this unit had a lot less coal in it than that first one. I got about the same amount of boards out front that I set aside. I will say this, there's a lot of weird boards. I know they included plenty of extra. I got a whole unit left, or almost a whole unit left. And the stuff that's good is really good. It's a pleasure to work with. It's good solid board, doesn't split a lot, hardly any. It's really, yeah, there's nothing wrong with it. It's solid, I like it. But the bad stuff, I've got a little Hall of Fame over here that I'm keeping just for, I don't know if you can see those right there. Let me zoom in a little bit. Yeah, there's some real keepers there. There's almost enough to do like a whole little bowed roof or something. Maybe we'll make something funny with that. Anyway, all right, lunchtime. It's starting to rain. I don't know if you can see it, but maybe if I use like a little pointer there or something. The bottom of the cage is, I don't know, you can probably see it. It's probably like 3 inches or something above the top of the fork. And then there's a slot there that allows all that to move up and down. I don't know if you can see it in there. You can see a little light or the purlin back behind it. There's a slot there that lets that push up to flush. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to reach out, because I'm working parallel to this. I have this down slope here. I can't turn the machine sideways. I have to kind of work alongside of it, but I can get a little bit of an angle. So what I'm going to do is, that's a 14-inch micro lamb there, 1.75 by 14. It's 20 feet long. The edges are all routed because it's horrible with slivers there. So I'm going to slip that fork in under it, and the fork is set here, I don't know, 6-10 inches from the outside. So that's going to catch about the middle of it roughly, and that'll be under at full support. And if we do the whole action this side of center, you know, like, I don't know, a foot or two, it'll weight that end and just kind of wedge itself in there, and I can pluck it off of those stanchions and then move the stanchions and replace the plank. So that's what's going to go on. Okay, that's as far as I can go there. I can't put that one in to finish that up, or the other floor block one there, until I deal with that beam. That'll be a whole setup when I get to that, but I got plenty of other stuff to do before then. Okay, I'm gonna clean up, get out of here. Okay, back at it here. I'm all cleaned up from yesterday. It did rain last night. Believe it's all done and gone, and it's just gonna keep getting better for the next 10 days. I'm gonna grab up that roof sheeting there, the tongue and groove, and start in to finish this side this week. Is the plan. Have it all dried in by Friday night. I think today I have to leave early. I have several stops to make. So hopefully all that's still on plan. I feel better about getting all these purlins mostly on. I sort of have a better handle on what I'm going to need for some extra screws. Looking forward to getting the roof done, trimmed out, getting the braces out of the inside, and making a plan for finishing everything else up. Anyway, I'm going to get into it. Okay, I have to move this roof membrane back to the inside lip of that purlin so it doesn't get trapped underneath the roof, but it still needs to be there for now to keep keep the water from going in the top of the wall, in between the siding, the inner siding, outer siding, and the sheeting. All right, I got to run down and swap all this stuff over. I've got enough of these. This unit here has got a bunch of mildew in it, so I got to go get a fresh unit. Hopefully I can find a dry one. I'm going to offload half of these down or up here, and they'll be, I have enough to do the shorts on the whole roof, and so half of them are going to be in the way anyway. So I'm going to pull half of those off, take the other half down, and restack them on a new unit when I dig it out. I'll be back. All right, we're all reloaded down here. It was simpler to just bring it all down and do it down here. Less moves on the roof anyway. So I'm gonna run this up. This unit looks a lot better. That other one you'll see here in a minute. This is an interesting color here. This is not mildew on this. This is that, the color that pine and fir and pine, I think, I don't know if other woods do it too, but they turn blue or purple right before they start rotting out in the forest. That's the color. There was a bunch of bug kill around here. I'm sure other spots too. They called it, so they had to cut it and they put it all together. I think it's called blue buggy pine. This isn't as blue as a lot of it, but there's lots of houses around here with plenty of blue buggy pine in them. It was a thing for a while. It's kind of a cool look. All right, these three boards is pulled off the unit. At this end, it's 20 inches when they're all slam tight, or as tight as I want to go with them. They're in place. Up there, those three short ones, which were just random ones cut out of another unit, are 20 inches. The top of these three units is, there's a little gap right there. I don't know if you can see it. Doesn't matter. About a 1/16 of an inch. Overall, that set measures 20 7/16. So, you know, either way, if you retract that small gap, you still have 3/8 difference in three pieces. So we're just gonna have to kind of check ends, and it can happen when this stuff, you know, if it gets jammed through the shaper mill, you know, it can go in and, you know, run itself out to where there's a tiny little bit of a taper in it, and you put three of them together with the same taper and there's your problem. So you just got to kind of work it back and forth. Sometimes it goes together really good, sometimes it doesn't, and it's really easy to get to go a long way the wrong way if you don't catch it early. Fortunately, I saw that there. I don't know if you can see that. There's like a step in it there off to the left. Anyway, it's whatever. We'll just put it all together. think what I'm gonna do is, I'm not gonna worry about the OSB right now. I'm just gonna work my way down, and when I get down to the other end, I'll have a bunch of this tongue and groove off the pallet, and I can stock. I'll set the first course once my roof ladder's down there. I'll set the first course of OSB and then work my way back. And as soon as I set that first sheet of OSB, I can hang the barge, and then just as I come back past this halfway point, I'll just sheet as I go and finish up at that far end. Got A roll and B roll going there. I am missing a nut on a connection up there, so I'm gonna go grab one and a wrench, tighten that up. So it's lunchtime. I'm gonna go down, have some lunch, cut the first 5 or 6 courses of plywood, stock the roof with that roof jack that I made from the last trip on the other side, and run it all back up here, and then work my way back. All right, I have to load 5 pieces of the pre-stained on there, and then I have to cut the 2 pieces of barge for out there. Then we'll go run this up and set it on the roof. All right, got this on there. Let's get these tacked down. drag this one up. All right, going backwards this morning here. I just popped this part off the ladder. It dropped on the roof and it just shattered. It fell out. It was already sort of broken, but not in the middle. So this was a flip out tray, I guess. It could go either way, flat wall or inside corner, outside corner. But I need it to hook over that screw to get up and down off this deal. So I'm just gonna fix it with a little block of wood for now, figure it out later. I like that a lot better. We're all moved. Actually better than it was before. Okay, here we go. Okay, breaking into the time lapse here. I've got that sheeted along there, 2, 4, 6 courses on. I'm gonna go get set up with that pile of tongue and groove again and start working my way out. And what I'll do differently is as I move, I'll sheet behind myself. I think that's kind of how I did the other side. So we'll go like that. Let me go get set up. All right, 4 o'clock, got to get out of here. I thought I was going to get a little farther on that. I can wrap that up in the morning. I have just the pre-stained stuff to go in the overhang, and then 2 courses of sheeting, which are right here. Everything's laid out, ready to go. Shouldn't take too long to wrap that part up, clean this up, and then pull some braces inside so that I have toe boards for this side, and then that's what we'll do. We'll cover it with paper and be done with that, and should leave some time at the end of the day for something else. I guess the camera wasn't on for that, and it's probably just as well. I just had a ridiculous time with that barge. That rafter in the last bent had developed a bow or a big crown in it, and it was making hanging that barge a nightmare. So, I mean, there's 3 other barges on the roof, and I hung this one 3 times by itself. I think we got it. All right, last little piece of paper and we're done up there. I still need to put the fascia board on here and the trim on the lower barges. I'm gonna finish this up and clean up, move some stuff around and go home.